Anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards across key sectors by 2025. Overview. By 2025, a projected 50% increase in compliance standards is expected across four pivotal sectors: telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity. This significant rise is driven by escalating cybersecurity threats, evolving regulatory requirements, and rapid technological advancements. Organizations must adapt to this shifting landscape to ensure robust compliance mechanisms, which are becoming increasingly critical in decision-making processes. Current landscape and trends. The compliance environment is undergoing a transformative shift from a mere check-the-box mentality to a more strategic and integrated approach. According to a report by SecureFrame, 70% of compliance professionals have noted this shift in recent years. The growing recognition of compliance's importance is evident, with 83% of risk and compliance professionals stating that compliance management is essential in their decision-making frameworks. The role of AI and automation. Artificial intelligence (AI) is set to revolutionize compliance management. Nearly 70% of compliance professionals believe that AI will have a significant impact on their operations within the next few years. AI's capabilities in risk assessment and regulatory change monitoring are crucial as organizations face increasing scrutiny and complex compliance requirements. Automation is becoming a necessity, allowing organizations to efficiently manage compliance processes and adapt to new regulations. Sector-specific insights. 1. Cybersecurity. The cybersecurity sector is anticipated to experience heightened compliance demands due to the rise of AI-driven cyber threats. Regulations such as the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) and the California Consumer Privacy Act (CCPA) will require organizations to enhance their compliance measures significantly. 2. Telecommunications and advertising. These sectors are likely to face stricter regulations focusing on consumer protection and data privacy. Companies will need to adapt to new compliance frameworks and demonstrate adherence to evolving standards. 3. Social media, with rising concerns about misinformation and data privacy. Social media companies will face increased pressure to comply with regulations governing user data management and advertising practices. The landscape demands proactive engagement with regulatory bodies to ensure compliance. Regulatory developments. The period leading to 2025 is expected to see substantial legislative changes aimed at bolstering compliance across the identified sectors. For example, the implementation of the NIS2 directive in Europe mandates enhanced cybersecurity measures, necessitating organizations to strengthen their compliance frameworks, particularly in data residency and cyber risk assessments. Common challenges and solutions. Organizations are encountering various challenges in achieving compliance, including limited resources, a lack of knowledgeable personnel, and the complexity of navigating multiple regulatory frameworks. A significant 40% of professionals reported that improving third-party risk management is a primary focus. To address these challenges, organizations are increasingly turning to automation and compliance technologies, which are viewed as essential strategies for mitigating risks. Diverse perspectives on compliance. While there is a consensus on the growing importance of compliance, opinions diverge regarding the role of AI and automation. Some experts highlight AI's potential to enhance compliance efficiency, whereas others caution against over-reliance on technology, stressing the necessity of human oversight. Conclusion. The anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards across telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity by 2025 underscores the urgent need for organizations to adopt sophisticated compliance strategies. The integration of AI and automation, along with proactive regulatory engagement, will be critical for navigating this complex compliance landscape successfully. Statistical insights from various reports. Source 1: Government Technology Predictions. AI in Cybersecurity, experts predict that AI will drive more effective cyber attacks, necessitating a stronger focus on compliance. Emerging threats: the rise of agentic AI poses new challenges for compliance frameworks. As autonomous systems may exploit vulnerabilities faster than traditional defenses can respond. Source 2: Secure Frame Compliance Statistics. Strategic compliance: 70% of compliance professionals report a shift towards a strategic approach to compliance management. Risk management: 80% of compliance professionals view risk as a valuable function that supports business activities. Source 3: PwC Insights. Leadership engagement: 67% of CEOs express confidence in their organization's compliance capabilities, while only 54% of CISOs share this confidence, indicating a gap that needs to be addressed. Final thoughts. The projected increase in compliance standards reflects the necessity for organizations to enhance their compliance programs in light of evolving regulatory pressures and cyber threats. By leveraging AI and automation, organizations can not only improve their compliance posture but also contribute to overall business resilience in an increasingly complex digital landscape. The anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards across telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity by 2025 reveals several counterintuitive insights. Particularly concerning the relationship between regulatory compliance and organizational agility, the role of AI in compliance, and the evolving nature of risk management. 1. Compliance versus agility. Traditionally, compliance has been viewed as a hindrance to agility, an obstacle that organizations need to navigate rather than an enabler. However, the data suggests that organizations that invest in robust compliance frameworks are experiencing enhanced operational efficiency. For instance, 80% of compliance professionals believe that compliance requirements support and enhance business activities. This shift in perspective indicates that rather than stifling innovation, compliance can drive organizations to adopt more streamlined processes and technologies, ultimately resulting in greater agility. 2. AI and automation. A significant portion of compliance professionals, 70%, expect AI to significantly impact their roles. However, there is a counterintuitive caution present within the compliance community regarding over-reliance on AI. While AI has the potential to automate and streamline compliance processes, there is a concurrent concern that human oversight is still essential. This reflects a nuanced understanding that while AI can enhance efficiency, it cannot fully replace the critical thinking and ethical considerations that human professionals bring to compliance management. 3. Regulatory pressure and innovation. The expected increase in regulatory scrutiny might seem like a deterrent to innovation. However, many organizations are viewing it as an opportunity for improvement. For example, 83% of risk and compliance professionals prioritize compliance management in decision-making processes, suggesting that they see compliance not just as a legal obligation but as a strategic advantage that can foster innovation. This counterintuitive view highlights that organizations that embrace compliance as part of their strategic framework are better positioned to innovate within regulatory boundaries. For third-party risk management, the rise in compliance standards also emphasizes the importance of third-party risk management. Approximately 40% of professionals prioritize improving third-party risk management, indicating that organizations are recognizing the interconnected nature of risk in a compliance-driven world. This is contrary to previous notions that compliance could be managed in isolation. Rather, it showcases the necessity for organizations to take a holistic approach to compliance that includes their entire supply chain and external partners. 5. Crisis management and compliance. Interestingly, the statistics reveal that organizations with proactive compliance strategies are often better equipped to handle crises. For instance, organizations that adopt advanced compliance technologies reported lower data breach costs, averaging $1.88 million less when using AI and automation extensively. This challenges the traditional view that compliance is merely reactive and highlights its role in crisis aversion and management. 6. Investment in compliance versus cost. there exists an assumption that increased compliance requirements will lead to higher costs. However, many organizations are finding that investing in compliance technologies can lead to significant long-term savings. The data indicates that organizations that leverage compliance automation not only reduce the complexity and cost of compliance but also improve their overall security posture. This counters the narrative that compliance investments are purely a cost center, suggesting they can be a source of competitive advantage and efficiency. 7. Evolving roles of compliance professionals. As compliance becomes more integrated into business strategy, the roles of compliance professionals are evolving. There is a growing emphasis on strategic advisory functions rather than merely fulfilling regulatory requirements. This shift signifies that compliance leaders are now expected to contribute to broader business strategies, which may seem counterintuitive given the traditionally bureaucratic image of compliance roles. 8. Perception of compliance risks. Despite the increasing complexity of compliance requirements, many executives express confidence in their organization's ability to manage compliance risks. For instance, 67% of CEOs feel confident about their organization's compliance with regulations regarding AI compared to only 54% of CISOs. This disparity illustrates a potential disconnect between executive perceptions and the realities faced by compliance professionals, emphasizing that compliance risks are often underestimated at the executive level. 9. Cultural shift towards compliance. There is also a notable cultural shift within organizations regarding compliance. The data shows that 76% of compliance professionals prioritize building an ethical culture of compliance within their organizations. This reflects a growing recognition that compliance is not just about adhering to regulations but about fostering a culture of integrity and accountability. This shift challenges the traditional view that compliance is primarily a legalistic endeavor. 10. Emergence of ESG compliance. The increasing importance of environmental, social, and governance ESG regulations is another counterintuitive trend. While many organizations initially viewed ESG compliance as a secondary consideration, it has now become a critical focus area. 2/3 of corporate risk and compliance professionals agree that their organizations have a duty to address ESG-related issues, indicating a shift in priorities that aligns compliance with broader societal expectations. In conclusion, the anticipated increase in compliance standards across key sectors by 2025 reveals several counterintuitive trends that challenge traditional perceptions of compliance. Organizations are increasingly viewing compliance as a strategic advantage that drives innovation, agility, and operational efficiency rather than merely a regulatory burden. As AI and automation become integral to compliance management, the role of compliance professionals is evolving, emphasizing strategic advisory capabilities alongside traditional compliance functions. And cybersecurity by 2025 is significant for several reasons. While many may focus on the obvious implications, such as the need for organizations to adapt to new regulations and the increased costs associated with compliance, there are subtler yet crucial aspects of this trend that are likely to be overlooked. Below are several important content areas that warrant attention and their significance explained. 1. Shift from check-the-box compliance to strategic compliance. The transition from a mere checkbox approach to a strategic compliance framework is a pivotal development. Currently, 70% of compliance professionals acknowledge the shift, yet only 16% are ready to fully embrace a strategic approach. This discrepancy indicates a gap that could lead to significant risks for organizations that fail to adapt. Significance. A strategic approach to compliance allows organizations to integrate compliance into their overall business strategy, making it a driver for growth and innovation rather than just a regulatory burden. Companies that adopt this mindset can gain competitive advantages, fostering resilience against regulatory changes and enhancing stakeholder trust. 2. The role of AI and automation in compliance. While many are aware of AI's potential, nearly 70% of compliance professionals believe AI will significantly impact compliance functions in the coming years. However, there remains a diversity of opinions regarding the reliance on AI versus the necessity of human oversight. Some caution against over-reliance on technology. Significance: the integration of AI into compliance processes can streamline operations, reduce manual errors, and enhance responsiveness to regulatory changes. Understanding the balance between automation and human oversight is crucial. Organizations that underutilize AI may find themselves at a competitive disadvantage, while those that over-rely on it without adequate human input may expose themselves to new risks. 3. Sector-specific insights and regulatory developments. Each sector faces unique pressures and regulatory changes. For instance, the telecommunications and advertising sectors will grapple with stricter consumer protection laws, while social media companies will need to navigate complex data privacy regulations. Significance: understanding the nuances of sector-specific regulations is essential for organizations to tailor their compliance strategies effectively. This approach not only minimizes the risk of non-compliance but also enables companies to build trust with consumers and stakeholders, ultimately fostering brand loyalty. 4. The importance of third-party risk management. About 40% of compliance professionals report that improving third-party risk management is a top priority. Organizations often overlook the risks associated with third-party vendors, which can lead to significant vulnerabilities. Significance: as businesses increasingly rely on third-party vendors, understanding and managing these risks is critical. Non-compliance or breaches originating from third-party relationships can have severe financial and reputational repercussions. Organizations that prioritize third-party risk management can safeguard themselves and maintain compliance more effectively. 5. Compliance in the context of cybersecurity threats. The increase in compliance standards is intrinsically linked to the rise in cybersecurity threats. Reports predict a surge in AI-driven cyber attacks, necessitating enhanced compliance measures in cybersecurity frameworks. Significance: organizations that fail to link their compliance efforts with cybersecurity strategies may find themselves vulnerable to breaches. Integrating compliance with cybersecurity not only ensures adherence to regulations like GDPR and CCPA but also fortifies overall security posture against evolving threats. 6. Impact of geopolitical factors on compliance. Geopolitical tensions can influence compliance standards, particularly in sectors like telecommunications and cybersecurity. Stricter regulations may arise in response to international conflicts or threats, impacting how organizations operate globally. Significance: companies must maintain awareness of geopolitical developments and their implications for compliance. Organizations that proactively adjust their compliance strategies in response to these changes are better positioned to mitigate risks and avoid potential disruptions. 7. The human element in compliance. While technology plays a significant role, the human element remains critical in compliance. Many reports highlight the importance of training and cultural alignment within organizations to foster compliance awareness. Significance: organizations that invest in training and building a compliance culture will likely experience fewer compliance issues. Engaged employees who understand the importance of compliance can act as the first line of defense against risks. 8. Regulatory pressures and ethical considerations. The anticipated increase in compliance standards is not solely about meeting regulations but also about ethical considerations in business practices. The rise of ESG, environmental, social, and governance issues emphasizes the importance of ethical compliance. Significance: companies that address ethical considerations in compliance not only comply with regulations but also enhance their reputation and stakeholder trust. This ethical alignment can lead to more sustainable business practices and long-term success. Conclusion: the anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards across key sectors reflects a broader recognition of the complexities and challenges organizations face in today's rapidly evolving landscape. By focusing not just on immediate compliance needs but also on the underlying strategic technological and human elements, organizations can navigate this complex environment more effectively. Embracing these often overlooked aspects can lead to robust compliance frameworks that support long-term business resilience and success. 1. Evolution of compliance standards. The shift from a check-the-box mentality to a strategic approach signifies a fundamental change in how organizations view compliance. As cyber threats grow in complexity, companies are recognizing the importance of robust compliance programs that integrate risk management into decision-making processes. The fact that 70% of compliance professionals have noticed this shift illustrates a growing sophistication in compliance strategies where adherence to regulations is no longer enough. Organizations must anticipate, assess, and mitigate risks proactively. 2. Role of AI and automation. The anticipated transformative impact of AI, with nearly 70% of compliance professionals acknowledging its significance, highlights a critical trend. AI is expected to enhance compliance management through improved risk assessment, monitoring of regulatory changes, and automation of compliance processes. This evolution is particularly crucial in light of increasing regulatory scrutiny, as organizations will need to adapt quickly and efficiently to maintain compliance. However, there remains a cautionary note regarding over-reliance on technology, emphasizing the need for human oversight in compliance practices. 3. Sector-specific compliance challenges. Each of the 4 key sectors, telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity, faces unique compliance challenges driven by regulatory changes and evolving consumer expectations. For instance, the telecommunications and advertising sectors are under pressure to enhance data privacy practices, while the cybersecurity sector must contend with the rapid evolution of AI-driven threats. Social media companies grappling with misinformation and data privacy concerns are also facing stricter regulations. Understanding these sector-specific dynamics is essential for organizations to tailor their compliance strategies effectively. For regulatory developments and future outlook, the landscape of compliance is being shaped by impending regulatory changes such as the NIS2 directive in Europe, which emphasizes the need for organizations to bolster their compliance frameworks. As we approach 2025, companies must remain vigilant and adaptable to these changes, ensuring they not only meet current regulations but also anticipate future requirements. The interplay between technology, regulatory compliance, and organizational strategy will be pivotal in navigating the complexities of the compliance landscape effectively. Here are 3 famous historical cases that illustrate the impact of compliance standards and regulatory changes across various sectors, akin to the anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards by 2025 across telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity. 1. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act (SOX), 2002. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act was enacted in response to a series of high-profile financial scandals in the early 2000s, including the collapses of Enron and WorldCom. This legislation significantly increased compliance requirements for publicly traded companies, aiming to enhance corporate governance and financial disclosures. SOX established stricter penalties for fraudulent financial activity and increased the accountability of corporate executives for the accuracy of financial reports. The act mandated that companies implement internal controls and procedures for financial reporting to reduce the risk of corporate fraud. The impact of SOX was profound, leading to increased compliance costs for companies but also fostering greater transparency and trust in the financial markets. 2. The General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR), 2018. The GDPR is a comprehensive data protection regulation implemented across the European Union designed to enhance individuals' control over their personal data and to unify data protection laws across Europe. It introduced stringent requirements for how organizations collect, store, and process personal data, imposing heavy fines for non-compliance. The regulation has reshaped the landscape of data privacy, affecting not only EU-based companies but also any organization that handles the data of EU citizens. The GDPR has prompted businesses globally to reassess and enhance their data protection practices, leading to a significant increase in compliance standards in data privacy and security. 3. The Federal Information Security Management Act FISMA, 2002. FISMA was established to ensure the effectiveness of information security controls over information resources that support federal operations and assets. It mandated that federal agencies develop, document, and implement an information security program to protect their information and information systems. This act led to the development of the National Institute of Standards and Technology NIST Special Publication 800 series, which provides guidelines for federal information systems. FISMA's requirements have influenced compliance frameworks across various sectors, emphasizing the importance of risk management, continuous monitoring, and incident response planning. The Act has set a precedent for cybersecurity compliance, driving organizations to adopt more rigorous security measures and frameworks. These cases exemplify how regulatory changes can significantly enhance compliance standards within industries, paralleling the expected shifts in compliance across the telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity sectors by 2025. The projected 50% increase in compliance standards across telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity by 2025 indicates a significant shift in how organizations approach regulation and compliance. This transformation is influenced by various factors, including escalating cybersecurity threats, stricter regulatory frameworks, and advancements in technology, especially artificial intelligence (AI). Current landscape and trends. The compliance environment is evolving from a basic check-the-box mentality to a more strategic, risk-aware approach. A notable 70% of compliance professionals report this shift, recognizing that compliance now plays a crucial role in decision-making processes. Organizations are increasingly viewing compliance management as a strategic function rather than a mere regulatory obligation. Impact of AI and automation. AI is expected to revolutionize compliance management. Approximately 70% of compliance professionals believe that AI will significantly enhance their capabilities, particularly in risk assessment and monitoring regulatory changes. Automation tools will be essential for organizations to keep up with growing regulatory scrutiny, allowing them to streamline compliance processes and quickly adapt to new requirements. Sector-specific insights. 1. Cybersecurity. With the rise of AI-driven cyber threats, organizations will need to fortify their compliance measures. Compliance with regulations such as GDPR and CCPA will be paramount as organizations strive to safeguard sensitive data while navigating complex regulatory landscapes. 2. Telecommunications and advertising. Stricter regulations are anticipated due to increasing consumer protection and data privacy concerns. Companies in these sectors must adapt to new compliance frameworks and demonstrate adherence to evolving standards. 3. Social media. As misinformation and data privacy issues escalate, social media platforms will face heightened pressure to comply with regulations governing user data management and advertising practices. Regulatory developments. The period leading up to 2025 is likely to witness significant legislative changes aimed at enhancing compliance across these sectors. For instance, the NIS2 directive in Europe will mandate organizations to strengthen their compliance measures, particularly concerning data residency and cyber risk assessments. Common challenges and solutions. Organizations face several challenges in achieving compliance, including resource constraints, a lack of knowledgeable personnel, and the complexity of managing multiple regulatory frameworks. A substantial 40% of professionals identify improving third-party risk management as a priority. Adopting compliance technologies and automation is essential for overcoming these challenges, allowing organizations to maintain a robust compliance posture. Differences in perspectives. While there is consensus on the increasing importance of compliance, opinions vary on the role of AI and automation. Some experts emphasize AI's potential to enhance compliance efficiency, while others caution against over-reliance on technology, suggesting that human oversight remains vital. Future predictions. 1. Increased cybersecurity regulations. The growing number of cyber threats will lead to stricter regulations across all sectors. Organizations must invest in comprehensive compliance strategies to meet these new standards. 2. AI-driven compliance solutions. The integration of AI in compliance management will allow organizations to automate routine tasks, improve risk assessments, and enhance their ability to adapt to regulatory changes swiftly. 3. Focus on third-party risk management. Organizations will increasingly recognize the importance of managing third-party risks, leading to more stringent compliance requirements for vendors and partners. 4. Enhanced training and awareness. Organizations will prioritize training programs to raise awareness of compliance requirements among employees, ensuring that everyone understands their role in maintaining compliance. 5. Data privacy as a core compliance metric. With data privacy regulations becoming more stringent, organizations will need to prioritize data protection as a central element of their compliance strategies. This will involve regular audits and updates to privacy policies. Conclusion. The anticipated 50% increase in compliance standards across telecommunications, advertising, social media, and cybersecurity by 2025 reflects a growing recognition of the complexities involved in regulatory compliance. Organizations must adapt to this evolving landscape by embracing AI and automation, enhancing third-party risk management, and prioritizing data privacy. As regulatory pressures intensify, companies that proactively address compliance challenges will be better positioned to mitigate risks and drive sustainable growth.